Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
As we approach the 2023 governorship elections in Delta State, two candidates stand out. Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori of the PDP, current Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, and Senator Omo-Agege, Deputy President of the Nigerian Senate. In the last couple of months, both candidates have been campaigning around Delta State as part of their attempts to woo voters by selling their agendas to them. For the most part, the campaigns have been issue-based until recently when Senator Omo-Agege, in a recent interview with BBC Pidgin, took a swipe at Right Honorable Oborevwori by accusing him of several wrongdoings, including using thugs to extort money from property developers in Delta State, in what is popularly known as DEVE. In the following documentary, the Oborevwori Oyeme campaign organization debunks the allegations of Senator Omo-Agege, describing them as the machinations of a man faced with an imminent defeat in the forthcoming governorship election in Delta State.
Since 1999, when Nigeria returned to democratic rule, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has always won the governorship elections in Delta State and ruled from that time till date. May 29, 2023 is the day set for the commencement of a new administration in Delta State. One of those who has made known his intention to take over the reins of power is the current Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Sheriff Francis Oborevwori. On the 25th of May 2022, Oborevwori won the PDP governorship primaries held in Asaba, the state capital. He successfully surmounted several post-nomination legal hurdles and was pronounced as the duly elected PDP governorship candidate for Delta State by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. He then commenced a rigorous and tasking campaign schedule that took him to all the nooks and crannies of Delta State. He began with the ward-to-ward campaigns in which all the political wards in Delta State were visited directly either by Right Honorable Oborevwori, his running mate Monday Oyeme, or by the other party leaders in the state. Having successfully completed the ward-to-ward campaign in the state, Right Honorable Oborevwori led the charge for the local government to local government campaigns, where he further explained his more agenda to the people.
I want to assure you that there will be meaningful development, opportunity for all, realistic reforms, peace and security. And I've told debtors that my more agenda is my social contract with debtors. I will stand by it, and it's my promise, by the mercy of God, when God gives us victory, I will keep to my promises.
After the open-air campaigns and rallies, the Oborevwori Oyeme campaign organization switched to consultative visits to different groups and stakeholders in Delta State. Right Honorable Oborevwori visited traditional rulers in the 3 senatorial districts of Delta State, youths, leaders of ethnic nationalities in the state, as well as leaders and elder statesmen. Oborevwori also visited several other groups including teachers, civil servants, and organized labor in Delta State. After his consultative visits to the groups, Oborevwori received prayers and widespread endorsements from most of the groups.
The entire NIGER worldwide, and particularly in Delta State, will hold Oborevwori as the sole candidate of PDP.
May I, on behalf of all stakeholders, leaders, and team members of this group, present to you our endorsement plate for your candidature. Congratulations, sir.
We, the workers of Delta State, want to assure you that before you came, we have become obediently sherified. Every worker have at least 5 to 6 dependents. Where you tell your you are dependent to go is where your dependent will go. Your dependents include your wife, your husband, your children, then your uncles, your nieces, those people you send money to. Please tell them to vote PDP. We want a governor that we know. We want a governor we can trust. And that is the reason. Not because Sheriff came to us today, but because we trust him.
He's a brother, he's an administrator, he's a man of all qualities. In fact, his street credibility is enough for us. He's reachable. He's a man that we can access anytime. It's accessible. He's friendly. He's young. He's our friend. He's our son. He's our brother.
On my money, Right Honorable Sheriff Francis Oborevwori, àwọn kan náà pé kéde àrí gómìnà ní Delta State. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi fi ẹ̀ oyè ń kẹwọ́. Ìkéde náà ó rí ìwọ̀ kẹwọ́. Orúkọ kan náà ó ti wọ́ bọ́. Ìfi Yorùbá ọ̀nà ẹ̀rọ àwọn ẹ̀rọ kẹwọ́. Kúnà ojú tí ọ̀ mọ̀.
While Oborevwori and several party leaders were reaching out to several groups in the state, Oborevwori's wife, Mrs. Tobori Oborevwori, also embarked on a market-to-market campaign to sensitize women in the state on the need to buy into the more agenda of Right Honorable Oborevwori for Delta State.
Who dey vex make you remove vex comot for body now. Make una no put vex for mind again o. Wetin dey vex una talk am we dey solve dem small small. So I come beg una mama my papa. The wife of street credibility, excessive local content. He will always remain loyal to you people, and so shall it be in Jesus' name. Amen.
Seeing that Oborevwori and his campaign team have effectively covered all communities and segments of Delta State, and knowing that Oborevwori is well on his way to a clear victory in Delta State, an evidently jittery Senator Omo-Agege embarked on a campaign of calumny to blackmail the PDP governorship candidate. During his recent interview with BBC Pidgin, Senator Omo-Agege described Oborevwori as the king of Deve in Delta State.
Now, Sheriff now be the godfather of Deve.
As all Deltans know, Deve in local parlance refers to the use of thugs to illegally extort money from property developers in the state in the guise of collecting development levy. Nothing can be further from the truth. On the contrary, Right Honorable Oborevwori has launched a successful campaign against Deve in the state. As Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, Oborevwori ensured the passage of a bill against Deve, which is now a law in Delta State.
What he has said is not true. And let me clear something. The issue of Deve is something that has been trending over 2 decades. When I got into the House of Assembly, I felt it necessary that we should make a law. And the state government also on their own came as an executive bill, which is the Delta State Public and Private Properties Protection Law 2018, which we passed and was assented to. This is the law under my leadership as the Speaker of the State Assembly that was passed and assented to. In 2018, this is the law. Now, if you look at it here, Section 4, Section A, a person who commits the offense of forceful entry under the provisions of this section shall be liable on conviction to imprisonment for 7 years or a fine of 1 million naira or both. This is this. For somebody who encourage Deve, will you agree to be part of this law?
Right Honorable Oborevwori is surprised that Omo-Agege, who he describes as the patron of thugs in Nigeria, could accuse someone else of using thugs. Honorable Oborevwori reminds all Deltans and indeed Nigerians in general of how Omo-Agege stormed the hallowed chambers of the Nigerian Senate with thugs to steal the mace. Wondering how such a questionable character ended up in the Senate, He enjoins Deltans to reject Omo-Agege and his violent tendencies.
Imagine a honorable person, it says a distinguished senator, going to the hallowed chamber with talks to snatch maize. And he was suspended. Another committee was set up and he was suspended for 180 days. You have to come through the back door to come into the Senate. And such kind of person, we see the video clips everywhere. He should just save his face. And such kind of person want to come and govern Delta State. So who is a thug and who is using thug?
Senator Omo-Agege also accused Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori of signing off on loans for the Governor Ifeanyi Okowa administration. In his response, Right Honorable Oborevwori expressed disappointment with Omo-Agege's comment as a fellow lawmaker. Right Honorable Oborevwori said he expected Omo-Agege to know better as the process for authorizations of loan for the executive arm of government are clearly spelled out. Oborevwori said Omo-Agege as Deputy Senate President, together with the Nigerian Senate, had approved several loans for President Muhammadu Buhari, even when the Nigerian people objected to such loans. In the case of Delta State, Oborevwori said the loans were authorized because they were attached to ongoing developmental projects in the state.
Loans usually are approved at the ESCO. Once it has been approved in the ESCO, the governor will write to the House making a request for the House to authorize the approval. And there's also attachment of the intention of that loan, the project that is going to be attached, that is tied to, and the purpose, what the money will be used for. And in this case, when they say loans, this was a loan that was approved April 26th last year. And what happened this year was that the lead arranger could not meet up with the process. And you have to come again with a letter for another lead arranger of a bank, because the first one could not meet up with the process of that loan. And this time the letter came reduced from that 150 billion to 100 billion. And let me tell you, you have it here. They are tied to projects. As a Delta, look, the interest of the House members, because these projects are from their constituency, you expect them not to grant the request? The answer is no. Let me give you an example now. I live in Osubi. I go to Asaba. Dualization of Ugele Asaba sectors A and B, 14.7 billion. Then again, let me take you further again. The cost of the item 2 here, construction of bridge across Orere River with access roads and spur in Orere town, Ugele South local government. Then you expect the member representing Ugele South not to support this request. So the money was not, say maybe somebody want to use the money to do any shady, or maybe to go and play politics, or to go and do this. They are tied to projects.
Right Honorable Oborevwori wants all Deltans to be wary of a politician like Ovie Omo-Agege. Having been tried for check forgery in the United States of America, Omo-Agege ran back home to Nigeria to get involved in politics. According to Oborevwori, Omo-Agege is probably one of the richest men in the country today, with neither a work history nor any known means of livelihood in the past 20 years.
Omo-Agege was convicted and disbarred not to practice law in the United States of America. And that was what made him to come to Nigeria, to save his face. became empty to this country. Nothing. He doesn't have anything. Check his code of conduct in 2003.
Oborevwori says he will be governor for all ethnic nationalities in Delta State and condemns Omo-Agege's nepotistic and clannish approach to governance. He says despite Omo-Agege representing Delta Central, all the constituency projects and other benefits he got were all attracted to his quarter in Orogun town. Olorogun George Oyefia and Owo Simon are both Orogun indigenes from a different quarter in Orogun town.
All what was able to get as constituency and all that, all what was able to use his position to attract to Delta Central, all were put in his own immediate village. They have 5 subclans. The other people in the other clan, they are not happy with him.
A good friend is better than a bad brother. There is no development in Orogun community that you hear of that is existing here. They are all audio. The only way to make Orogun main town look like the main town is when our incoming governor becomes the governor of Delta State.
Ask the DSP if he has ever consulted any Orogun sons and daughters that is contesting an election. He has been going from clan to clan. Has he ever come to Orogun Ward 1? Has he ever come to Orogun Ward 1, which is the head of Orogun? So as far as we are concerned, we don't even know him. We don't even know if he's contesting the election. We only know him as our son. But for a place of election, we disagree with you. Sheriff, as I've seen and as I've known, as I've heard and I've read, he's a trailblazer. He's somebody who is detribalized. He accepts everybody. He mobilizes everybody. He takes everybody along. That kind of a man is the man we need at the moment. Somebody who is ready to identify with you without considering your background. That kind of person is the person we need as the governor of Delta State. Somebody who does not have any marginalization whatsoever, either in his house or even in his compound or everywhere he lives. He has proven steps, he has proven it various times at various capacity, and we are very confident of him as our next governor. There's no two ways about that.
Right Honorable Oborevwori has asked all Deltans to trust him and vote for him as his more agenda will usher in a rapid transformation in all sectors and all parts of Delta State. Right Honorable Oborevwori promises quick impact projects that will touch the lives of all Deltans within his first year in office.
The government that is coming, the government of Sheriff and Oyeme, will provide more infrastructural developments to Deltans. There will be more roads that will connect communities, towns in Delta State. There will be more road in the riverine. For instance, I want to tell you now, you're talking about flyover. The Oto-Wodo junction in Ugele North local government need a flyover. And that is what we will do immediately we resume office come May 29, 2023. Because that place is very key.
Once again, as all Deltans go out to the polls on March 11, 2023, frontline gubernatorial candidate for Delta State, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, has a message for all Deltans.
Dear Deltans, the day is close. March 11th is the day that you will vote. As you get to the polling booths and you look at the ballot paper, remember to vote PDP with the symbol of umbrella. Vote PDP umbrella. And may God bless you all as you vote on that day. God bless Delta State. Thank you. Everybody follow Sabio. I say we go follow.